Shalom. I wish I come to you again with this truth, giving all praise, honor, and glory to YAHWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, double honors to the apostles and elders and great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing his words of sincerity and truth with all long suffering and doctrine. So I was watching this video earlier. As you see, it's from YAHWASHI is coming back. It says, where are your fringes at? All right. Because you got many camps out here that like to get on you about you not rocking your fringes 24/7, as if that's the ultimate number one law, statute, or commandment. All right. So I'm in agreement with these brothers here. You know, of course, they're under the doctrine of great Millstone, in which I am too. Long story short, this is not about gangbanging camps or none of that bullshit. The point that I'm trying to make, you know, is that your fringes is not going to save you. You know, you can't look down to your garment and tell your fringes, yo, save me in my time of trouble, you know. So I got a couple scriptures lined up that I wanted to go through the spirit and back that statement that you not wearing them 24/7 is nothing wrong with that, you know. So what I got lined up, and I'm going to kind of be all over the place, but it's all through the spirit. First and foremost, of course, I should open up with Numbers 15:38. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. All right. Now, this is supposed to remind you of the 613 laws, statutes, and commandments, which you are supposed to keep to the best of your ability, pursuing the Romans 3:31. You know, we don't make void the law. We establish the law. To the best of our ability, we try to keep it. But you can't keep every law, you know, whether it be the Sabbath, which changes every month, you know, and you got to work or whatnot, or you don't know what you're eating, you know what I'm saying? They may tell you it's halal or something like that, but you don't know, you know what I'm saying, if they strangled the beast or if it died of a unnatural cause per se, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not supposed to eat food like that and shit like that. So, or if they prayed on it to their God and shit like that. So there's so many different things and scenarios that take place in which we can't keep all the laws because we're not in our power suit. So that was just get that off, you know what I'm saying, get that out the way. Long story short, matter of fact, this is, I'm sorry, here we go, James 2:10. It says, for whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all. All right. And we know that we can't keep all the laws, you know, and that's why you got to constantly be praying to the Lord, you know what I'm saying, for forgiveness and things of that nature, because of the simple fact that we go off as soon as you wake up, you know what I'm saying, you're going off. Prime example, and I got it on hold, Leviticus 19:19. Ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. Like Esau going making ligers and tigers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Mixing breeds and shit. Like a tilapia. Tilapia fish is a mixed breed. It's not a you could say like a one kind only, or at least it's not now. You know, the kind that they selling is a mixed breed and shit like that. It says, thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed, neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee. So I had a scenario about a year ago where I ran into a camp, IUIC, the purple guys, and their main intent was to say what it was, of course, the name, which they didn't believe in, and it was about the fringes, you know. And I let it go, you know what I'm saying. I spoke on it a couple of times, but of course you can't get through these guys. Persona Titus 1:15-16. Their whole mind and conscience is defiled. So no matter what you say to them, even if you could back it with a fact or a scripture or whatever, they gonna continue to slander it, trample over it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to cast your pearls before swine. So I'm thinking about it as I'm bringing this out. And, you know, of course, they got jeans on and they got a T-shirt. Two different fabrics, you know. So if you keep all the laws and offend in one, you're guilty of all. Like I just read in that scripture, James 2:10. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. You can't keep all the laws, you know. So, long story short, let me see what I'm going to go with next before I make this statement. And I don't want to speak presumptuously. I'll just show this here. Aztec bullion fringes is the kind that most brothers wear, whether it be 6 inches, 3 inches, so on and so forth. It says in product details, it's a blend of what? Of polypropylene, rayon, cotton, and polyester. So that's what? 4 different different fabrics just to make that fringe that you go and put onto a different fabric while still wearing the fabric that make your socks, the fabric that make the pants you're wearing, the fabric that make the shirt, if you might have a miter on your head, or so on and so forth. So that's the point that I'm trying to make, is that you can't keep all these laws, statutes, and commandments, and you shouldn't be coming down on people just for not wearing fringes or something like that, because you're making yourself stand out. It's just not wisdom at this moment, at this time, being in captivity that we're in, where you basically got Esau coming down upon us, having great wrath, and all you're doing is basically telling yourself, like, say, ooh, pick me, I'm an Israelite, but it's not wisdom. So the statement that I'm trying to make is that you're supposed to be Clark Kent when you're at, when you're out and about, and Superman when you're at camp, play the role, of using the world when you're out and about, because you don't want to tell somebody too much information about, some things which it may not be for them, I'm not saying to withhold the truth and suppress your spirit and not like that, but I'm basically saying this truth is only meant for the 144,000 and the innumerable multitude of the 1/3. So everybody not gonna get it, and you got agents out here who basically gonna come up against you, and they're gonna instantly know by just looking at your fringes. Prime example, the incident with the police officer, and I did a video on it, taking down basically the Israelite man who didn't want to get out of his car. He yanked him out the car, broke the glass and all that shit, and they instantly were identifiable by having on fringes, 24/7, wanting to be seen of men rather than, playing the world. And actually, if he actually conducted himself, the way he supposed to, as I went on in that video about agreeing with our adversary quickly, he could have avoided all that, getting the window fixed and having to go to court and all that shit, being ruffled up and all that shit too. So I'm gonna move on, drop that. This is 1 Corinthians 10:23. All things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not. All right. So when you go into that word expedient, it means beneficial, So all things, even though it's lawful to wear the fringes, 24/7, so on and so forth, it's not beneficial unto you. It's actually do more harm to you probably on this side than, than you would think, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's just supposed to bring you back into remembrance of keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Now, this is what the scriptures say. Let me see something right quick. Salakia. 1 Timothy 1:9. Knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man, but the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and for sinners, for unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers. So the law is not made for a righteous man. And if you live in righteously as possible, to the best of your ability, and you basically, don't have to rock them fringes 24/7, because like I said, you set yourself as basically like a sitting duck as far as what Esau can coming down upon you, like during the time of martial law, which we know is about to take place. And like I said, you instantly gonna be identifiable simply by just having on fringes, And ain't no telling if you're going to be acting belligerent, not acting as a godly man is supposed to, because YAHWASHI went out there saying, no, I refuse for you to take me and shit like that. They say in Isaiah the 53rd chapter, he was as a dumb sheep, man. And he kept his mouth shut. He ain't say nothing. And he went about what he had to do because he knew he had to drink of that cup of what the Lord had to use him as far as giving us a second chance at life, man. So, not to go too far off topic, I'm basically saying that you don't have to rock them 24/7, and that'd be like the main commandment that brothers be trying to force down your throat. You know what I'm saying? As if that's the one that's gonna get you saved. Like I said, you can't look down at your garments or look down at your fringes upon your garment and say, "Save me." You know what I'm saying? And think that it's gonna save you, bro. Because that's not it, bro. That means so you're saying like basically your fringes. You know what I'm saying? It is better than the main commandments, which is loving the Most High first, YAHWASHI, YAHWASHI, and the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Or you could say, let me see where it said there's no greater commandment than this. I ain't want to be butchering it by speaking too damn much, so I'd rather just grab it. Damn, let's say NIV. I'm going to switch that up to KJV right quick. We don't fuck with the NIV. I guess I'll just click on the first one. It says, "And one of the scribes came, and having heard them reasoning together, and perceiving that he had answered them well, asked him, which is the first commandment of all? And YAHWASHI answered him, the first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our power, Yahweh, is one Lord. And thou shalt love Yahweh thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. And the second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none else commandment greater than these." You know, not fringes. You don't see fringes in there, you know. And as far as your neighbors go, that's talking about the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, not loving everybody. Because I'm not going to go too far as bashing this dude, because I get on him all the damn time and I'm getting tired of it. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do as being set for defense of the gospel. But Nathaniel of IUIC, their leader, is out here telling you not to speak against Esau, you know, and the scriptures is all against Esau, you know, and for them to say that, that's really just fucking asinine. And there's many scriptures back that up. As a matter of fact, I did a video on it, and many other brothers as well. But the point that I'm trying to make is for them to only focus on your fringes. He basically setting them up for the okie doke, as the brother said in the video that I was started up on, you know, just really to give you brothers the title to check it out. You know, that's basically, like I said, he setting y'all brothers up for the okie doke, because here it is, he sold out. At one point, he used to teach the name. If you don't believe me, type in Nate, Nate, knows the name on YouTube, and you will see it, you know, or Nate YAHWAH. You could just say Nate YAHWAH, or IUIC knows the name, something along those lines, man, and you will see it pop up. And 20 years ago, he was teaching the name YAHWASHI, YAHWASHI. Now he don't. Why? Because he took the Judas purse, the 501c3 tax exempt status, you know, so he get a little bit more money, get a little bit more, you could say, views on the social media. He looks nice, all dappered up, you know, and paying for, you know what I'm saying, charging people for breakdowns, $500 for a Passover, all this and that, woo-de-woo. Not to be going too far off topic, but the point I'm trying to make is that when you sell out, you can't teach certain things. And that's just like all these other pastors too. So knowing that, you know, he's setting these people up, man, just to set himself straight, or so he think, by getting everybody to rock fringes, and they gonna all be targets during the time of martial law. And if you don't believe me, only time could tell. You know what I'm saying? Like the scriptures say, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. You know? And not to mention, all them garments, these garments on this side are gonna get destroyed, because like I said, they mix fabric any goddamn way. Like I showed you them fringes and the material that it's made of. This shit gonna get destroyed on this side because it's not pure. You know what I'm saying? So trying to look the best, all that shit is really out the window. You know what I'm saying? To a man of the Lord, at least through the Spirit, we believe we those men. Joel 2:13, it says, "And rend your heart and not your garments, and turn unto Yahweh your power, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repenteth him of the evil." So like the main point, rend your heart and not your garments, as far as your actual literal garments, rend your heart, your mind. When you look that up in the Hebrew, lahab, the Hebrew word for heart is lab, which is mind. So rend your mind, and not your garments, as far as trying to look the best and so on and so forth. You got to think, YAHWASHI had money and he humbled himself. He was a carpenter and so on and so forth, and he had substance, man. But he humbled himself. He didn't even have anywhere to lay his head and shit. And he dealt with, he sat up among publicans and sinners. He wasn't out there trying to, be the best, look the best, shit like that, man. So I'm moving on. This is the true garments, through the spirit. This is the spiritual garments. Ephesians 6:11, it says, put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places, which, Lord willing, I'll speak on it in just a moment. It says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. All right. So that shows spiritual garments in which you need to be mainly focusing on, and not, worried about your actual literal fringes. Because like I said, you can't tell your fringes, look, fringe saved me from falling, 50 feet off this cliff or something, and you throw it up and it's going to repel you back up type shit, man. You got to be wholly trusting in YAHWASHI, and that's another thing. They don't believe that name. So they really, assed out unless they repent and come back into him. And the reason we get on these other brothers' cases so much is because we believe the elect is amongst them, just unknowingly, following the wrong leader, and will hopefully wake up from that, as many brothers did, as I did personally, personal testimony. And it didn't take long. The water, YAHWASHI, Halal, YAHWASHI, that, I was able to receive that through the Spirit early on, within the matter of 3 weeks. This was years ago I'm speaking, but within 3 weeks, I was able to pick up and stumble across GMS, and I never looked back since, man. So long story short, we believe the elect is amongst them, and they're going to wake up to the truth. So, like, once again, rend your heart and not your mind. Not your garment. Salakia for that mishap. So this is what I'm going to grab. Revelation 16 and 13. I'm going to open it up. It says, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet, which, false prophets are here today through the reincarnation. And we know the beast as being NATO and the EU. America is that great whore that sit upon it, which the scriptures say the beast going to hate the whore. And that's going to happen in due season, where all of its allies going to come up against them, and so on and so forth. But that's neither here or there at this moment. It says, matter of fact, let me grab that one right quick. These 3 corporations, that's what that's talking about. That's a parable, by the way, a mystery. It says 3 corporations around the world, city of London, and that's why I said I was on Lord willing get back to it later, talking about the spiritual wickedness in high places. It says 3 corporations around the world, city of London, Washington, D.C., and Vatican City. Now I want to go and highlight from here all the way down to here. And I'll just read that little excerpt for you. It says, these 3 cities control the economy, military onslaughts, and the spiritual beings of those in powers. The 3 cities are actually corporations. See, That's hella truth coming out, by the way. That's why America changed its name from United States of America to just United States, all capital letters. It says, and they are the city of London, District of Columbia, which is not supposed to operate outside of its 10,000 square mile district, but they do anyway because of the Admiralty law and maritime law, and with you having birth certificates, so on and so forth, social security cards, they basically have rulership over you because you're used as debt. Because I mean it's deep, but it goes back to that straw man and the real man shit. If you look that up, you kind of get some insight on it. But once again, that's neither here or there. It says, and the Vatican, together they control politicians, the courts, educational institutions, food supply, natural resources, foreign policies, economies, media, and the money flow of most nations, as well as 80% of the world's entire wealth. Their ultimate aim is to build a totalitarian rule on a global scale where people will be divided into rulers and the ruled after they have depopulated the world to numbers they wish to rule over, such as the Georgia Guidestones. They kind of expound on this a lot on there. So long story short, that's what those three unclean spirits is that came out of the beast. And that's what this is talking about. Once again, like I said, it's a parable or a mystery, and they got control right now because Job 9:24 say the earth is given to the hands of the wicked, man. So long story short, and I'm going to grab the Project Megiddo I got on hold. You making yourself a target with you showing your fringe. Like I said, it's just not wise. I'm not saying it's unlawful. I'm just saying it's not the wisest decision. Let me grab, because I got to keep going, Salakia. Let me keep going on that right quick. Verse 14. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and the whole world to gather them to battle of that great day of Yahweh Almighty. All right, so them unclean spirits are spirits of devils, and that's what we know them as, doing spiritual wickedness in high places. And if you ain't familiar with it, then damn it, you need to do some goddamn research because you late as hell to the game, So keep going. Verse 15. This is the point I wanted. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, pursuing Ephesians 6:11 on down, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. All right. And when you walk naked, it's without that spiritual covering of YAHWASHI YAHWASHI. That word, that truth that he give you, and they gonna see your shame and whatnot. So that's what I'm saying. Your true intent should be your spiritual garments and not your physical carnal garments, as far as your fringes go. Like I said, your fucking fringe and your border of blue is not going to fucking save you. And you making yourself a target, a primary target. How do I know? Because Project Megiddo, once again, I'll just get to the point. Project Megiddo was a report researched and written by the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation under Director Louis Freeh. Released on October 20th, 1999, the report named followers of white supremacy, Christian identity, the militia movement, black Hebrew Israelites, which we are not black, we're just Hebrew Israelites, but they still giving us a derogatory name, and apocalyptic cults as potential terrorists who might become violent in reaction to the new millennium. So we are framed as being a cult. Many people call us a cult, which just means to worship, but people don't look up words, of course. Cult just means worship, but they call us an occult and a terrorist, basically. We red listed, when they come out with them FEMA camps and so on and so forth, and you basically telling on yourself, look, I got fringes, and they know exactly what those are because these devils know the scriptures and whatnot. Like I said, you're just making yourself a sitting duck, and like I said, it's not unlawful to wear them. It's just not the wisest decision. So long story short, I hope not to have to come into a situation like this again, running into some goddamn IUIC members, and their main thing is worried about a goddamn fringes instead of talking about Esau, the son of perdition, man. That's just fucking asinine. The fact that Second Thessalonians 2 and 3, KJV. You see, I already had it ready. It says, let no man deceive you. All right, by any means, for that day shall not come, talking about the kingdom of heaven, except there come a falling away first, talking about on this side. This kingdom has to be destroyed before the kingdom for Israel to be established. And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. That man of sin is talking about Esau, man. His sins go back to Cain and Abel, but you got guys out here telling them not to talk about him. And if you ain't seen that video, then damn it, you need to get up to speed, because you late as hell and I'm not going over it again. We went on it already and it's out there, but the fact of the matter remains, the scriptures is talking about Esau all throughout, you know. Shit, even one of the most infamous scriptures you should know as a new member is Romans 9 and 13. You know, because it come out so often. You know, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated, so on and so forth. And what the Lord planned to do to Esau in Isaiah the 63rd chapter and many more. Obadiah 1 and 18. And it ain't came to pass yet. And if it did, then give me the time, date, reference, and all that, so we can have a discourse. But no, don't talk about Esau where your fringes at. You know, that's like their number one focus and concern, man. And you really make yourself out to be a fool by doing shit like that. So, hey, the Lord said he take the foolish things of this world, you know what I'm saying, to confound the wise. And we supposed to be a wise people, man. And that's a twofold scripture. I know it go to Esau as well, but you know, he used foolish things, man. Your goddamn fringes or a goddamn flat earth doctrine, which is false. You know, the earth is a sphere, but hey, he confounded you people, man, with simple things. But the elect, you know what I'm saying, pursuing the Matthew 24 and 24 ain't gonna be deceived by none of them wicked philosophies, bro. Last but not least, 2 Corinthians 4 and 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. So this is not up for debate. None of what I said is up for debate. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go back and forth with you dudes that be on the comment section of our main page. You know what I'm saying? Scoffing, saying this, saying that. Want to go on soundbite videos. Hey, it's been put up one time only. You can't get it. And really, you know what I'm saying? You got to take it up with the Lord. As the brother Tyon said, who was once in our camp. So, with that, hope you guys been edified, man. You see brothers constantly uploading videos, you know, going through the spirit. And I got to say, Barakatah YAHWAH, Barakatah YAHWASHI, Barakatah YAHWAH, Barakatah YAHWASHI, Barakatah YAHWAH, Barakatah YAHWASHI. Shalom, Mawathala Baba, death to America, you know. Hold fast that which is good. You know, there's knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Your spiritual garments, not only your damn fringes, man. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.